We got a couple things from Turtle Beach. This is the Burst 2 Pro. And then we also have the Vulcan TKL Keyboard that we're going to unbox next. And we're going to start with the mouse. I reviewed the Burst 1, and Turtle Beach didn't own that at that time. It was another company, but it looks like Turtle Beach bought out that company. Actually, the mouse is right here. This is the Burst 1, and I've been using this for, gosh, how many years now? The company's name was Rocat, and I'm assuming that Turtle Beach bought them out. And of course, they continued with this. So the Burst 2 now has some new options. I believe you can use it as a wired mouse, but it does have Bluetooth and it does have wireless options to that. And I believe you can do like 2 or 3 different devices at the same time. It's a 2.4 gigahertz wireless esports gaming mouse. Before we do that, I do have to say that Turtle Beach did send me product to review, but they're not sponsoring this video, and all opinions are of my own. What this is a gaming mouse, 8K polling, 57 gram ultra lightweight, 150 hour battery. And it's got 30K DPI optical sensor, 8 inputs, Bluetooth wireless. You can get them in multiple colors. I believe this is in black. You can also get it in white. And there is a colorful version. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what we have. Slide that open. Easier said than done. Oop, there we go. There's the mouse right there. Fairly straightforward. Got some tape to take off there. We've got, looks like there's a QR code on the bottom. And I have a feeling if you want to use a device that you could scan that QR code to match it up. So we got probably some more stuff here under the box. Yes, we do. We have got a dongle here. Now I believe it's just taking regular wireless, but it might need that wireless dongle. Or that might be what just connects it to the computer. There's this little sub dongle that holds the dongle. This is a USB that could connect to a computer. I think what's inside here is going to definitely tell us that information. They look like stickers, but they're actually pads for the bottom of the mouse. So we'll need that. These feel like grip stickers. So if I want to put grips onto the buttons or the mouse itself, I can. What else we got here? There's the cable right there. There's our instructions and some silica gel. There we go. Let's get that out of the way. I think that's it. Oh, yeah. And some more of those pads, maybe to help slide on this. This mouse is actually designed so if you have a glass countertop, it will work without a problem. Now, I believe there's a battery inside of here. Yes, there is. As you can see, we saw a little green light on top. If you switch it down, it'll go into Bluetooth mode, but if you switch it up, then it'll go into wireless mode. We take these off and reveal the pads, the slide pads, basically. So some people will leave this on. I'll probably just take it off because it's satisfying. These are small pads, but these have more space to them. It's a 2-button mouse. We've got the scroll jog wheel that does click down. That is not a button right there. We've got side buttons, 3 of them. And this might be a pair button. I'll have to double check, but because it's so far away and it doesn't really feel like it's part of the button system, that this button might be used to pair your device with your computer. Nothing on this side, nothing on the back. And of course, on the front, we do have the USB-C connection there. So I'm guessing if I do this, yep, it's going to connect up. So we have a wired mouse option, which goes USB-C to USB-A. And I'm assuming you could find a good USB-C to C cable if you need to. You could then take that out, and then you could use it through the wireless, and you could do the wireless 2 ways. You could have this USB dongle going straight into the computer, or you could attach it here, plug it here, and then have this plug into the computer. And sometimes it's good because maybe your computer is farther away than your mouse, and you could actually tape this on the corner of the table, and that will give you a better USB strength. So the old Burst one, the new Burst, as you can see, the old Burst has some really cool lighting to it. I'm not sure what we'll see when we plug this in to the lighting. Let me grab I'm gonna use my MacBook Air. Go to the Bluetooth and we're gonna switch it to Bluetooth here. We're seeing the Burst 2 Pro right there. So I'm just gonna hit connect. Where is it? There it is. It's right there. But it's being controlled by this mouse right here. Pretty straightforward. And I have a feeling if I flipped it over, yeah, it stops working. But I'll figure out how you can connect it up to Wi-Fi. But you should be able to do the same thing and then use Wi-Fi or use it through Bluetooth. So that is the Burst right there. Let's close this up and move on. There we go. And it's $134, but it's a very versatile mouse because, like I said, not only can you connect it up to your computer, you could connect it up to other devices. Let's move on from there. Of course, Geekazine has a whole bunch of merch, including t-shirts and hoodies. Like, for instance, the Geekazine logo hoodie. We got some great t-shirts, including 80s Jesus Saved Me, Guardian of the Geekery, the original Geek AI t-shirt. We have a couple variations of this one. And then I Like Geek Butts and I Cannot Live. There are several more and more that are being added to the Geekazine merch page. So you can check that out over at Teespring. If you're on YouTube, you'll see those links below. And then over at amazon.com/shop/Geekazine. I appreciate that very much because it does support the channel. Now let's get back into this video. That's where the Vulcan comes in. Now I used the Vulcan, the first version of the Vulcan, for many, many years on there. And of course, basically it just wore out, the keycaps. And the cool thing about this is you can actually get the keys replaced. And there are third-party keycaps you can just plug right into here and use. And that's what I like about the Vulcan. So this is the Turtle Beach Vulcan 2 TKL. It is a mechanical RGB gaming keyboard. So, and it also lights up, and that's another good reason why I would probably put it up in the music room. The keyboard I have up there does not light up. So if it's a dark room, I can see where I'm typing, and that's always a plus right there. And so, like I said, this has got mechanical keys that can be replaced. They're the pre-lubed switched keys, and they're completely swappable. And like with the mouse, they did send me product to review, but they're not sponsoring this video. All opinions are of my own. Let's take a look. We're opening this up. And there's the keyboard in paper. In a paper. Not really paper, it's like a wax paper. There we go. So there's the keyboard. It's actually smaller than the previous Vulcan. You notice that there's no num lock on this. So this is just basic QWERTY keyboard right here. And of course, as you can see, with the raised mechanical, we even got the clicks, which we'll play with it a little bit. So we got the keyboard right here. There were some instructions too that you can look at. And there we go. It's a C to A cable. And then there's another box here. These are the extra keycaps. So one of your keys dies, you can replace that there. If you're just slamming on the L key a lot, you can fix that. And then of course, this is the tool that you use to pull the keycaps out and replace them from there. All right. With that said, with that done, let's go ahead and look at the keyboard. Standard QWERTY keyboard. Notice there's no numbers keypad on the side. So if you're looking for something with a keypad, if you get the Vulcan 2 or the Vulcan 2 Max, that will have the keypad and the print screen and the insert and all the, well, actually they're right there, but anything over here will be added in the Vulcan 2. So this is a smaller keyboard, which is perfect in some situations. We've got the USB connection right here. This cable detaches so you can unconnect it from your computer. The one thing that I do see a downfall is they give you a C to A cable, but if you're connecting up to like your MacBook, you're going to have to get a C to C cable to do that. And I really wish this would have been a C to A adapter right here. Yeah, these keys are really nice. If I remember correct, Vulcan has two types of keycaps that you can get. One that's a little bit harder to, and one that's a little bit softer. So it'd have less of the little key clicky things. That's what I'm talking about. So, but anyway, as you can see, There we go. And it's saying allow accessory to connect. So I'm going to say yes. And there we go. Take a look. It's lit up. I'm going to turn off the light so you can see it a little bit better. Immediately to the right of the shift key. So that's Z. And then on the other side, there we go. And then this is just basically a US keyboard. So we'll hit done. If we hold down function F1, there we go. Look at that. There's F3, F4. Really use blue. I kind of wish there were more colors because this probably is the best one, but I would have loved to have a yellow or be able to control it. And that's pretty cool. So $149 for the Vulcan 2 TKL style keyboard. And I do like the feel on this. The clickiness, not as much, because having the clicky sound is not the one thing I really need, or I can't type the keyboard. Whereas this one has the soft keys to it, but you can change out the keycaps to something else if you want to. So really cool right here. A nice feel, nice look. And of course, oh, I forgot to mention that there is a volume knob on the side, which does push in, and then standard QWERTY keyboard. And I'm guessing that they have other versions of the keyboard depending on what language you type in. So you can check out with Vulcan and at Turtle Beach and see what options they have for that. So, all right, that's the Turtle Beach.